Now we're going to go into the list basics. Lists are very powerful. I took a course on HTML years ago, and the instructor said, we got to the list section, and he says, we'll just skip over lists. Nobody use list anymore, and we skipped right over it. And for years, I didn't know anything about lists, but now I'm going to say a good 30% of everything that you see on the web is in a list format. It's just highly disguised, and lists are very powerful. So we're going to start off show you how to make a list in Dreamweaver, and it's going to be a basic vertical list. So here we go. We're going to work with this design, and we're going to put a list here in this gray area. I have my CSS all set up. I've got my wrapper set up. I have my reset code here, wrapper. I've got a header. I've got a left bar, a right bar. No, just a left bar. I've got my footer down here at the bottom. So my CSS is all ready to go. So my goal is just to put a vertical list here, perhaps for links right over here on the side. So here we go. I'm going to go into this untitled document. And this is how I make my list. This is quick and easy. I just type anything. Jim, Bob, Sammy, Susie, Jane, Ethel, Fred. There we go. Now the funny thing is when I type that stuff and I go into the code, well, notice whenever I hit enter or return on the keyboard, Dreamweaver puts in a paragraph break. So check out the code here. I'm going to go back into design mode. I highlight all of these, and I can right click or control click on the Mac. First option, list, unordered list. And at your leisure, you can play around with ordered list, definition list, whatever, play around with it. But I always use unordered list, and if you look around at the code on the internet, I think you're going to find most people do. So I click this, ding, and here you go. This is your basic list right here. You get your little bullet on the left. The paragraph spacing goes away. And let's take a peek at the code. All of a sudden, my paragraph breaks are gone. Dreamweaver turns all the paragraph breaks into these LIs. So in the land of HTML5 or HTML, we have a uniform list. We close the uniform list, and then we have our list items. Open a list item, close a list item, open a list item, close a list item. So when we start using our CSS to control the appearance and placement of the list, we'll be talking to the UL, unordered list, and we'll be talking to the list items. So there you go. That's now what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to open my snippets panel. And here we go, snippets. Here's my snippets, a folder that I've created. I want to save this code because you're going to use list all the time. And this way you don't have to start and do what I just did again and again and again. So I'm going to control click or right click on the PC, create new snippet. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to call it list basic. Click OK. And again, one thing again I like about my snippets panel is next month, next year, 10 years from now, I can come in here, open my snippets panel, go to basic list, and there it is right there. So we've developed our list, And now, well, let's go one step further here. Let's take this code and go back into our document. Let's go into our source code. And this would be our class called left bar. And I'm going to use my snippet. Put my list in right there. I've got some extra paragraph breaks in here that I don't want. And here we go. We can see our list showing up here on the left-hand side with the bullets hanging out. That is your basic list. In our next title, we will go into making this thing look pretty, making it links, giving each link item a background, and we'll be ready to roll.